chat box, like I said, please feel free to talk through us in there. If you could please mute yourselves unless when with the question period, we would definitely ask for questions. I'll let you know when you can unmute yourself. Feel free to come on camera and say hi. And of course, that chat box is there for you to ask questions and interact with us and each other. So let's get started. First of all, we want to meet the NYC staff. Hello, I am Rhea. I am one of 3 of our Bike NYC development team. Rachel Oster is our director. She's behind the scenes running the chat box today. And then Alexis Brown is our manager. She is going to be running our slideshow. Rachel and I have been here for about 2 years, and Alexis joined our team last month. So we are excited to be a team of 3. And our president, as you see, is Dana Mealy. She is amazing and really, really supportive of us as well. And then we had the 2 Jessicas who are event production and volunteer engagement. So a full rounded out team for you guys, and we're a bunch of awesome ladies who want to just help you and support. So let's get started with our agenda for today. We're going to go through introductions, which checked that off my list, did that. And then we're going to talk about MS. Let's learn a little bit about why we're riding. Talk about rookie riders, what we define as a rookie rider. I'll go into some ride safety, what's going to happen on ride day and how we're going to keep us safe. And then some ideas on fundraising, some ideas of how you can maximize your fundraising and be an awesome fundraiser. We're going to have a former rookie. She's actually in this picture, screaming in that picture. Her name is Morgan, jump on screen and to talk to you guys. And then we have some awesome society training tips that Bike MS is partnering with a couple of different training programs this year to get you guys excited about the ride. A weekend overview, and then we'll have time for some Q&A. So let's jump right in. MS. So I'm hoping everybody knows, but in case you don't, and maybe you're riding with your company, you're just excited to get out there on your bike. MS is a very unpredictable disease of the central nervous system. So the best way I like to describe MS is, if you think of a cord like that you use to plug in your TV, right, with the electrical cord, it's coated in like a rubber coating, and then the actual cords, the wires and such, are inside that coating. So what happens with MS is that coating in your nerves, that's actually called myelin. So that coating breaks down and the wires are exposed. When the wires are exposed, you get like electricity and shocks and such. So kind of think of it like those wires are exposed and they cannot make the correct pathways to tell the brain and the body what's happening. So wires get intertwined and crisscrossed and mixed up. So myelin, you'll actually probably see a lot of teams on the road that are like riding for myelin and cycling for myelin, because myelin is the name of the casing that cases in the nerves. So when that breaks down, that's what causes MS. And as symptoms of MS, as you can see, you might entire left side goes numb one day, or maybe your speech is slurred. There's so many different things that happen because of those wires getting exposed and not being coated in that myelin. So what the MS Society, we at the MS Society are committed and working really hard to figure out how to cure MS. That is our goal, is to be out of a job. So once our mission is complete, we're all need new jobs. That is our goal. But more than ever, we just did recent study in 2019 that 2 times the amount of people have MS than we realized, which is 1 million people in the United States living with MS. So our society, our support is desperately needed, and the funds that you raise because of Bike MS goes towards fueling that research for those 1 million people that are living with MS. We also have our Navigator program, which you can see is an amazing resource for people affected with MS to be able to call and speak to an actual person who has financial resources, psychological resources, all different things that they can contribute and help one-on-one with those services. So all of our programs, all of our support, all of our research is funded by these events. And it's really, we're grateful for your support in supporting this event. One other thing if you are a writer and you have MS, we do have our I Rode with MS program, which we support riders who are living with MS by giving them an amazing Ride with MS jersey. As you can see, our new design down here is for this year, which we're super excited about. And then we, of course, give extra love and support on ride day for those riders. So if you are living with MS and would like to participate in that program, please let me know, and I'd be happy to get you a jersey for the ride. So moving on, now we know what MS is. How about the rookie rider? So a rookie rider is a first-year rider. So you may be riding, you've been 5 triathlons, but you are a rookie rider because you're new to Bike MS. So we are grateful for all of you rookie riders. We have over 300 registered rookie riders to this year, which is amazing. As you see, we had 42% of 19 riders were rookies. So that's almost half of our ride, our brand new riders. So we're super excited that you are one of those those many this year of our rookie program. And as you see, rookie riders contribute to 25% of the total fundraising for Bike MS. So that's really a sizable portion for some of our newest people. So we're really grateful for your support. As we move on, so resources we have for you. So many of you, almost all of you have gotten a call from me, and everybody has gotten an email. The call, I gotta be honest, I lived in Florida. I'm a Floridian by birth. Don't judge me for that. I don't claim them anymore, but I was a Floridian. And so my phone number is a 352. So most of you probably ignored my call. I don't judge you for that. It's fine. But you did get an email from me from Rhea.Stefan@NMSS, and that has all of the rookie resources for you, all the different links of where to go on the website to find this and that and that. So definitely check that in your inbox. And then you also got from me this month, the August Rookie Roundup. So every month we're going to send out we're calling it the Rookie Roundup. It's just a fun newsletter to share tips and ideas and different things with our rookies, and also the rankings, because we're going to have a fun challenge this year of what are the rankings for specifically our rookies. So keep your eye out for that. The one August already came out, but September is coming out soon. You're going to get a prep email from me before ride weekend. And then we're going to have a know before you go call on the 29th. So I'll be sending out reminders for that as well. But that call will be another rookie rider specific call, but all about actual ride day, what you need to know, all things for the event. You can always check out things in our Bike MS page. On the Bike MS site, you'll see the dashboard or up on top. There's the ride details, and then there's a first time riders section. So check that out for updates and all kinds of things that are related to rookie riders. And then we have the Rookie Rider of the Year award. Like I mentioned, we're sending out the rankings for the rookies in the Rookie Roundup. But it's a pretty exciting and competitive field. Last year's winner, Bob Bodian, that's crazy, killed it. He raised over $30,000 in his first year, which is amazing and ridiculously impressive. Don't let that make you scared of becoming the Rookie Rider of the Year, though. Definitely, you can set yourself sights high, and that's a very accomplishable goal. But you don't have to beat that number. That's just what he happened to raise last year, which is, again, crazy. And then as you see, our Rookie Rider sticker is you'll get that in your packet when you get your packet for the ride. So as far as resources go, I'm moving on. Let's fast forward. I don't have time. Sorry. I don't want to run out of time here. So last year, I'm not sure if anybody tuned in or knew about our ride last year, but obviously because of the pandemic, we had to pivot, as we've used that word way too much. Everyone has used that word all the time this year, but we had to transition to a virtual space. So we had what is called Inside Out. Inside being partnering with Zwift, which is like a stationary bike platform, and then Strava for the outside portion. So people were able to go and do the ride their way. They could get on a Zwift bike, they could get on their bike with Strava, they could do all kinds of different, any way you wanted to, any route you wanted to ride your way. We had a beautiful program that was filmed at CBS Studios in Burbank, California, with the cool ESPN looking graphics, and it was really impressive. And that platform raised $37 million nationally, which again, a pandemic, that's nuts. We were really pretty proud of that. And New York City, we had a goal of $750,000 and we raised 1.1 million. So pretty proud of that as well. So we definitely had a really amazing inside out experience. However, drum roll please, 2021 is in person. So I know we've said this many times, and I know everyone is super excited to be back on the road together, riding in person. So our event, just for the details, for reminders, October 17th, 2021 is our event. The start finish line is at Pier 84, which is between 41st and 42nd Street, and that's not right. It's 43rd and 44th Street, excuse me. It's right next to the Circle Line on the West Side Highway. 7 a.m. start, nice and early. And then after party is at that same pier with bear burger and beer. So it'll be a really amazing event for fun. The fundraising minimum, as I'm sure you all know, is $200. And I don't want that to be daunting or to scare anyone, because that is 1,000% doable. And we're going to tell you how. So with those fundraising, right, that minimum of $200, I actually had to run, ran the marathon a couple years ago, and I did Team for Kids, and that minimum was $3,500. So this is a drop in the bucket, $200 easy. So with that $200, the average MS participant raises about $750. So just so you know that 200 is the minimum, but we are excited for you to shoot for the moon with that. The ride is 47 days away, so I would advise you to start sooner rather than later and really jump on that fundraising. So share why you ride. If you ride maybe just for your team, or maybe you're just riding with your company, we'd be happy to give you some examples of people that are living with MS and you can meet people that live with MS and kind of have a deeper connection to our mission. The biggest, most amazing way to fundraise is Facebook. So we, as a society, we partnered with Facebook back, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago when they first launched their Facebook fundraisers, to see if this would work. That now everyone and their mom has a Facebook fundraiser for their birthday and such. But back in the day when this first started, we were really excited to be one of the pilot programs of this Facebook fundraiser. And it's very, very simple to connect. We have instructions on our website, very, very easy step-by-step instructions, and it takes about 5 minutes. The average rider raises $850 on Facebook. So I did Climb MS back in last year, and my first grade teacher, Mrs. Book, donated $50 to my campaign. I have not spoken to Miss Book since I was in first grade, but again, she just saw she has a connection to MS. She was excited about my fundraiser, and she donated. Very, very easiest way to do it. And also, if you're a little bit timid about fundraising and are not yet comfortable making, big asks and soliciting, you don't have to do anything. Facebook does it for you. So I highly recommend going on Facebook. But then also there's different ways that you can do your fundraising with the tools that we have provided through your platform. So on your Bike MS page, you can personalize that. It comes with like a pre-packaged kind of "this is why we ride" message, but you can take that and write why you ride. If you have a personal connection, maybe a family member, a friend, or yourself is living with MS, you can share that story and really amp up your fundraising page. Another really important thing is matching gifts. So matching gifts is free money. So if your company does have a matching program, they are literally giving you money to give to someone else. So we want to be that someone else. So when you look and see if your company has matching gifts on our website, again, there's links to find out. We have a very amazing program that you can type in your company name and it will tell you what the matching is, and it will show you the paperwork you need to fill out. So super easy and really a great way to get that free money that's just out there waiting for you. And of course, when you self-donate on your own page, you definitely are showing people that you care and you're committed to the organization because you have donated yourself. So that's another way to get people super excited about fundraising. So moving on, with that being said, when you are an amazing fundraiser, we have some awesome different levels of, looks like Rachel actually put that in the chat. So if anyone has where the matching gifts link is, it's right there for you in the chat. Thanks, Rachel. So we have awesome fundraising levels. As you can see, the awesomest level, if that's even a word, is the top fundraiser level for Club K. That's my favorite. It's the $1,000 level, and once you hit that level, you get this awesome jersey. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you can see on that jersey, on the picture on your screen, there's a beautiful picture of the Empire State Building, and then on the sides, it'll be like right here, it says 75. Because our anniversary is our 75th anniversary this year. Happy birthday to us, to the society. And then the Empire State Building is celebrating its 90th birthday. So we're doing a little combo action with our beautiful design. Thank you, Rachel, for that gorgeous design, our jersey. So that jersey, like I said, is for those who get that top fundraiser club, who hit that level of $1,000 or more. We also have the $2,500 high roller and the passport program. So the passport program is for anyone who gets up to $5,000. And when you reach that level, you become a passport rider, which means you can ride any ride of our 50 plus rides. I think it's 50 plus rides now around the country without a fundraising minimum and without a registration fee. So you can flit to as many rides as you want to in a calendar year. I have a couple, Val and Matt, who they take their vacations around the Bike MS ride they want to do. So they bring their bikes and they go to Utah, or they'll go to Washington, or they'll go to Maine, depending on what ride they want to do that year. So definitely an amazing way to continue with Bike MS. And you only fundraise that $5,000 one time. We do have for the Bike MS mailing deadline, I'll get there. Okay, never mind. So next week is our second fundraising week. So if you signed up recently, you might not have seen this from previous weeks, but we had our first fundraising week at the beginning of August, and we're into our second now. Fundraising weeks are a really fun incentive for teams and individuals to do a push during this week for their fundraising. So the team that raises the most money in two different categories, it's 4 to 14, not 15, excuse me, and 15 plus are the two categories for the size of your team, and then the individual. So this year we have some fun finish line perks, including free bag check. The NYP does not allow bags on the ride. So having that bag check is a special, we check the bag for you so that you do not have to, so the NYP doesn't swipe it from you. And then we have a really cool sponsor, Fathead. So I'm not sure anybody was watching like football and different games during the pandemic, but they had all these giant heads in the stands that you could purchase as a fan. And Fathead is one of those designers. So we have a Fathead sponsorship, which the winner will get a gift card to Fathead to be able to blow up their head or someone's head for the ride, which is just a fun prize. And there's other individual prize packs that we'll be sending out in the email that you'll receive as well. So get excited for fundraising week. All these tips and tricks that we're suggesting, I would suggest maybe you do them on Monday so that you can count everything towards fundraising week. So set an alarm on your phone for Labor Day to set up your fundraising page and jumpstart your fundraising that week. And then at the end of fundraising week is our mailing deadline. So September 13th, that's the Monday after Labor Day, the week after Labor Day, is the mailing deadline. So we all go, the team, the Bike MS team goes in the office and packages all these packets and we'll mail them to you so you do not have to go into New York City for packet pickup. So packet pickup is on the 16th and 17th, Friday and Saturday before the ride of October. But you don't have to come in if you get it in the mail. So we try to get everybody excited about hitting that minimum. So that, again, that minimum is $200. So if you hit that $200 minimum by the 13th, your packet gets mailed to you and you do not have to come in the city to pick it up. So extra incentive to hit that number. And then our top of the top club is called the Elite 150 Club. So our top riders in the Elite 150 Club, we like to reward those who are amazing fundraisers. So this is Pete. He's in the E150 Club as well. He wore a golden snitch outfit on the ride in 19 because why not? As a member of the Maybe Somethings. And you, as an Elite 200 member, get your own credential, which you see there, your E200, E150 bib, which has your name on it and your ranking. You get a wearable, which is every year it's something really fun that says I'm an elite member on it. And then your name and ranking are listed. And then we have a recognition ceremony as well to recognize everyone who got to that level. So it's really an elite club, and we are definitely pushing people to be in that exclusivity. So I think next I'm going to bring up Morgan Block. Morgan was a rookie rider in 2019, and she rode with us. Her first ride in 19, she did ride inside out, but I'm still counting her as a rookie rider since she's only had one true in-person experience with Bike MS. And she also was an E200 member, 150 member for the Elite Club last year. So welcome, Morgan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, there you go. So I want to ask you a couple questions. What would you say is the best part of Bike MS, the ride?
So, I mean, I think like before I did it, I was like, yeah, riding on closed streets sounds pretty cool, but like, isn't it just going to be the same as riding on the bike paths near the highway? And the answer is it's not the same at all. There's just something that's so magical about riding on the highway, on closed streets, like being that close to the bridges and getting that vantage point of the city that you've never had before. It's pretty magical.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm glad you're coming back for your second ride. Is there a favorite spot on the ride that you like the best?
I mean, the Battery Park Tunnel's pretty cool. I don't think I remember that. I don't drive around the city that often, so I don't think I remember that tunnel exists. But honestly, like riding through it kind of feels like being on a roller coaster, except you're on your bike. So it's pretty awesome.
Very, very cool. So tell me a little bit about your experience fundraising.
Well,
Was that something you were nervous about? Like, did the $200 seem daunting? Like, how did you were a top fundraiser in 2019. So how did that happen?
well, the $200 seemed manageable, but I just didn't really envision myself going much further than that. I was like, oh, I'll hit the $200 and I'll be done. And I started out by donating to myself, and then I went ahead and posted on Facebook. And I don't really even post on Facebook that often. And I was just really surprised at the level of engagement that got and how many donations I got just from putting on Facebook. I know you gave the example of like your first grade teacher who donated. I kind of had a similar situation. A few friends whose parents randomly followed me, their parents were donating to the campaign. And I learned a lot of people who I didn't know necessarily had a connection to MS did. So that was pretty cool. And then once I started, getting past that $200 mark and getting closer to $1,000, it just became a little bit of a game for me of like, can I reach that $1,000 level and become a top fundraiser? So one thing that I did was, I looked up at my company, and we had matching to some other causes, but we didn't have matching to the MS Society. So I kind of reached out. I got them to include MS as matching, and then I did a little bit of a challenge where I posted on Facebook and Instagram and texted some friends and said, hey, for the next like few weeks, I'm going to match any donation up to $200. And I got even more than that. And then I self donated some more money and was able to have that matched. So it wound up tripling the donations that I received, which
Wow.
was really, really such a cool thing. And then last year, I also took like a different approach to fundraising. I felt a little bit uncomfortable asking for money during the pandemic. So, after speaking with you and some other people at the MS Society, I realized that through Donor Drive, there's actually an option to add incentives to your fundraising. And since I was already making and selling masks during the pandemic, I kind of incentivized people, hey, if you donate $25, I'll send you a homemade mask that I've made. So, that was pretty cool, and I was able to get some of those masks out there, and I kind of set a cap because, I didn't want to turn my house into too much of a mask factory. But yeah, that's kind of been the different ways that I've approached fundraising.
Cool. Yeah, I actually want to touch on that real fast. I think for anybody that was interested in that as well, there is in Donor Drive, you have the option to set incentives. So if you did want to say, I'm making jewelry or I'm making something, or you wanted to kind of incentivize your donors, once they hit a certain level, if you set the incentive at like $50, if they donate $50, you get an alert that says someone purchased one of your incentives, and so then you send it to them. So that's kind of a fun way to get yourself engaged with your writers and really have a good experience. Morgan, I see actually that you're wearing something. I just
Yeah.
wanted to call
I
that
mean,
out. What are you
it's
wearing?
pretty rainy out today. So I've got on my Bike MS windbreaker. And that I got from being in that elite club last year. I think you may have mentioned this earlier, but when you're a top fundraiser, you get a jersey. Decided not to wear my my jersey to work today, but once you hit that other level, you get this additional prize. I think I've seen people's from past years, so I know in the past there's been some other cool things, but yeah, this jacket has come in handy, nice and lightweight, and even good when you're riding your bike.
Well, there you go. Well, thank you, Morgan, for coming on and talking to us today and wearing your cute little jacket. And awesome. Well, thank you so much, and keep up the Dawson fundraising this year.
Thanks, and thanks for having me, and good luck to everyone on their ride.
Thank you. So feel free to keep putting your questions in the chat, but I'm gonna keep moving forward with what's next. So on ride day, a couple of just things about the ride, just in case anybody missed the email, we are having the 30-mile route through Manhattan, or sorry, around Manhattan this year. The 50 and 62.5 are not able to be done because of COVID restrictions. Going through the Holland Tunnel different jurisdictions with Jersey, it got complicated. So unfortunately, that decision was made to not be able to have that ride this year. However, our 30 mile is amazing. So as Morgan had said, it is really fun. I saw in the chat people were talking about the tunnel, and it's cool. Like, it's kind of when you're on a roller coaster and you scream really loud in the tunnel parts. That's what happens. It's very cathartic. You can just let it all out. It's very awesome. But that tunnel goes, as you see on the map, at the very bottom of the island. And then you're riding traffic free up the FDR all the way to the top, and there's a rest stop in Inwood. We make you rest for a couple minutes, get back on your bike, and then come back down to the pier at Pier 84. So it's a full loop around the island, which is 30 miles. After you finish, you're going to have beer in the beer garden and Bear Burger, giving us free lunch for everyone that participates. And then like I said, there's route support with rest stops, SAG vehicles, ride marshals. It's very well organized and orchestrated. And if you ever have any issues on your bike, there are people to help you and support you throughout the ride. So no worries there. And then if you don't have a bike, not an excuse. We have bike rentals. So if anybody wants to ride with you, or you want to add people to your team, you can. I know I sent you before in your email, it said the code Team Up gets you I think it doesn't actually matter if it's all lowercase, it works as well. But all lowercase Team Up gets you 15% off registration. So if anybody wants to ride, please give them that code. Rachel, if you can type that in, that'd be great. And then if you want to rent a bike, you are welcome to do so from Unlimited Biking. We have a great partnership with them. You can even ride a tandem bike if you want to ride on a 2-person bike and one of the cool kids. And then all the bikes come with helmets, of course. They're these beautiful Cannondales, as you see that green bike. They're gorgeous road bikes, and they go really fast. So it's quite a fun experience on those beautiful Cannondales. Moving along, we do have some awesome training opportunities and ways to continue training for the ride, to prepare you for those 30 miles. Strava, we have our Strava community with the Bike MS Strava Club. So you can join that, and people post routes they did. You can congratulate riders. You can meet other riders. You can see how far people are going and get some great tips. So join that community. I would highly recommend to download the Bike MS app. It is very cool and allows you to connect with your teammates, training help, that's spelled wrong, and fundraising support. This is a shot on the right of the app. There's all these different things you can do. You can connect with, like I said, with your team. There's challenges. It's a really fun and interactive app that we're super excited to have this year. You can also raise money on Charity Miles. If you don't know about Charity Miles, it's a very fun app that you simply, it gives you, I think it's like a dime or something per mile. So it's a pretty short, pretty small amount, but every single penny and dime counts. So it really is exciting to be able to use that app to donate as well. And then Zwift has training rides. We have training rides on September 19th with Zwift. We're partnering with them again to have these awesome training rides, to be able to have a really great experience and to be able to continue and with your training. And of course, follow us on Bike MS. Follow the event, Bike MS NYC. That gets you to our New York City page, where we're posting updates and different ways to engage with our riders. So keep that in the back of your mind and follow that page as well. And then we do have some challenges for you. Actually, tomorrow is the first day of, looks like tomorrow's the first day of our first cycling challenge. And these are just really just for fun. It's just ways to continue to engage with other riders and to enjoy Bike MS. So if you go on the app, on the website, you will see there's these challenges. So you can ride along, and if you see a fire station, you take a picture and you submit it to the photo challenge. And then we'll draw a winner to win either the tire lever or that really, really gorgeous looking Garmin. So it's just a fun way for us to continue the engagement and to keep people connected in the Bike MS community. And then we have our safety clinic, which will be on October 7th. This is going to be hosted by Trek, which is one of our sponsors, and they're going to be going through different things like how to change a tire while you're riding, how to set your gears correctly, any brake support, all different help that they can help with bike maintenance through Trek. And then we're also going to be going over our COVID-19 protocol. So we are requiring masks to be worn at the entire event. When you are on your bike, you may take your mask off, and when you are eating and drinking. But even though we do have an outdoor space for our final finish festival, it is required that masks are worn. So we are doing everything we can to be as safe as possible. And again, we all know that Delta is still very present. So those mandates are changing constantly. So please do come to the safety clinic on the 7th. So we have the say on what will be happening with the safety protocols. So you'll get another email with us, multiple, I'm sure, about that when that's happening. So don't need to write it down yet, but that'll happen in about a month and change. And then to wrap up, upcoming, like I said, September 2nd, tomorrow is our first cycling challenge. So download that Bike MS app to be able to participate. And then fundraising week starts on Monday. So set a little reminder to yourself to start your page and start your fundraising on Monday to give yourself that shot at that fundraising week challenge. And then packet mailing deadline is the 13th. So again, that is really an important date to get that $200 minimum in. So set up your Facebook fundraiser page, hit that $200 minimum, and then keep fundraising. So once you hit that min, you're not done. You can keep going and get to that top fundraiser level. But if you hit that by the 13th, like I said, that is mailed to you, your packet. You do not have to go into the city. No, nothing to be picked up. It's all going to be sent to you. The 29th is our next rookie rider meeting, which we're going to have a know before you go. So that'd be a little bit more in depth about what to bring, what not to bring, what to do, all different kinds of tips and tricks for event day. So that's on the 29th. I'll be sending more emails. I'll remind you, don't worry. And then, like I said, that clinic is on the 7th, and packet pickup is the 15th and 16th. So that I want to just put our emails up here for myself, Rhea, Rachel, who is our director, Alexis is our manager, and then fundraising support. If you have any questions related to your bike page, they're the people to go to. You can ask us, but we'll probably ask them. So if you have that number, that makes it really nice and easy to be able to reach them and connect with any kind of issues you may have. So that kind of concludes our presentation. I wanted to open up the floor if anybody had questions or if there was anything in the chat that I could respond to for the ride. I'll give like a couple minutes. I don't know if anybody had any other any questions, but that's pretty much all the information we have for you today. Anybody?
There's nothing in the chat just yet. So
I'm sorry?
There's nothing in the chat just yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm glad that you're welcome for all the info. I'm glad it was helpful. And of course, you have our emails. So we've been sending you multiples. I'm sure you've gotten many from us. So please don't hesitate to reach out with any additional questions, and look for the September Rookie Roundup in your inbox next week. And thank you guys so much for joining us today. Have a great rest of your week. Oh,
we
Marie.
do have a question about donations.
Yes. So send in donations. Can we do so on the part of our donors? Yes, whatever easier for you. If we can, Rachel, can you add our the Denver office?
Well, if you download the app, you actually can mobile deposit directly to the app if the person sends the check to you. But I can provide the information on how to do the checks.
I did not include that. Thank you, Rachel. That's a great tip for the presentation. So it is like literally like a bank check. Like you can do the exact same thing with your bank and just mobile deposit your donation. So it makes it really easy. That went live this year and it's been fabulous. So if you do have checks in hand, you can deposit them right there. If you want to mail them, we also can provide that that space. If someone does mail a check for you, they do need to write who it's going to. So like if they're mailing a check to Bike MS NYC in the little info space, it needs to say that it's going to your page. So it'll say Greg Murray for team whatever, so that we know it's credited to the right person.
Okay, that's the information on the how to do the checks. And let me just pull the Denver address.
Awesome, thank you. I think that looks like Greg's was the only question. So yeah, Rachel will add the Denver address and the bathrooms. Oh yes, of course. There are porta potties. There are porta potties at the rest stop. So there are restrooms at the pier, and then you'll have a chance to have the restrooms at the there is only one rest stop on the ride. So that stop at Inwood is one of one rest stop. So there are many porta potties there. The lines do get a little long. So I would advise to not have to go on the ride, but there definitely are restrooms for you to do that.
And at the start line, there's going to be porta potties every 2 blocks in the side of the city side of the start line chute.
If I deposit on their behalf, how I receive the document for charitable donations for child preps. If that's individual basis, Greg, you can just let us know, and we can definitely be sending that out. So if it's a certain person who needs a tax a charity form, we can definitely do that for you. Of course.
Also, if you deposit it, we can make sure that it's credited to the correct person on the back end if it gets goofed up in the deposit. So don't worry. We're there for you every step of the way.
Yep. So yeah, feel free to ask questions if you have any, or jump off. We're finished, but I'll hang out for a little longer if anybody does want to ask any additional questions. I think we answered everybody's questions.